Hey everyone, good morning. It is YouTube Live time, and today we are discussing how to apply holiday SEO to your Etsy and Amazon listings and a few other holiday related listing situations. So, say hey down below so I know everything's working as it should. This is I've gone live last week the similar way where I was able to give you guys a link in advance, so looks like everything is working just fine. So just let me know, and then we'll get started in a moment. Okay. So before we get started, and I'll mention it again later, Black Friday is coming up. So the week of Black Friday, I should probably get my planner here, right? The week of Black Friday, I am giving you guys an awesome offer for the Handmade Mastermind courses, up to 30% off. I told you guys about the discount about last week or so. And I'm telling you way in advance so you guys don't purchase courses throughout these next, few weeks while you could just wait to get it on sale, okay? So if you're on my email list, if you follow me on Instagram, if you're in my Facebook group, something of the sort, you will get notification when the sale starts, okay? And remember, it's only for a few days. I'm not doing a Black Friday sale that starts on Black Friday for you guys because you are very busy selling, filling orders, being with family. So the Black Friday sale starts early. It's either starting Monday or Tuesday of that week, of Black Friday week. So I have to just find out the exact details, and I'll let you guys know. Obviously, I'll be posting. So that's number one. Very exciting. Hi, good morning. Everything's working just fine, right? I see the comments, so that's great. So yeah, the Black Friday sale's coming, and just remember, guys, don't forget your mastermind planners. I put the link in the description for a search result of the mastermind planners on Amazon. So just look for the one that you want, meaning 2020. Obviously, don't get a 2019 one or whatever. And then you can look on the title to see which one you want, if you want the Monday through Friday version or Monday through Sunday. I have the Monday through Friday. And if you have the Monday through Friday, there's a note section on the bottom. If you don't, it'll have Saturday and Sunday here. I just don't use my planner on the weekends. That's why I have the Monday through Friday. So make sure you check out that link to get your planner. Obviously, you guys still have a little time before 2020 starts. And this is printed and shipped by Amazon. And so if you have Prime, you can get it fairly quickly. So you still have a little time. But I like to have my planner in advance so I could start prepping and planning for the new year. Okay? More about the planner later. Okay, good morning, everyone. So I'm very excited about today's YouTube Live because, you should have really already started if you wanted to prepping your listings for the holidays. But, things happen as it always does. And sometimes you get busy, sometimes you didn't have time, sometimes you kind of started it but didn't finish, whatever it is. But if you wanted to, you kind of need to do it now. If you wanted to prep your listings for, SEO reasons for the holidays, it's now time. Here's why. Because if you're going to bank on getting sales from it or traffic from it, from these changes and, things you're going to do, which I'll go over in a second, you want to make sure that you have everything set and ready to go before the biggest time, the shopping time of the year, which is the week of Black Friday, which is, Thursday, Friday, all the way through the end of the second week of December, even sometimes the third week, okay? So you have this 4-week period, give or take, where, conversion rates are the highest. And people's wallets are out. People are looking to spend last minute gifts. I mean, obviously, if you are a business whose processing time is 2 weeks, then you have a smaller window. So you should have been, started already. But nonetheless, this is the last bit of time you could do this type of changes and actually get an impact from it. When I say last bit, it doesn't mean today's the last day. There's no official time frame, right? But if you want to be able to change your listings, have the time to do so, get it up and do all your listings that you need to, depending on how many listings you have, you want to make sure that it's all said and done, let's say by, give or take the end of this week. Give or take. Maybe beginning of next. And that's the latest. You should have been started on it by now. But for those of you who are late on doing so, this is what this YouTube Live is about, okay? So I mentioned that I'm going to be going over, mentioned it in my Instagram stories, I'm going to be going over, things like people always ask me, do I duplicate my Etsy listings? Do I edit them to reflect holiday SEO? Holiday SEO meaning, there's phrases such as Christmas gifts for her and Christmas gifts for kids and personalized Christmas gifts and personalized holiday gifts and blah, 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 blah. All those type of holiday keyword phrases. And sometimes people want to put those in there and see if they get traffic from it, okay? So that's what I mean by that. And then there's always questions about how you do it on Amazon. And again, I mentioned it in my Instagram stories, but I had a few people reply to my Instagram stories asking me more questions. And I'm like, you know what? It's time. It's right to do a YouTube live on this, okay? So at least you have all the information you need and you get to just get it done, okay? So, hey, good morning. All right. And here's one fun fact. Because Sandy says, I absolutely do not have the best keywords in my titles and tags that are geared toward holiday gifts, etc. It wasn't this year, it was last year. Somebody asked me if I do it, if I change my listings or edit or duplicate or whatever my listings to reflect holiday. So for Amazon, I did something. I'll explain what in a second. But for Etsy, I did not. And some people are like, "Why? You're teaching us to do it." Well, nobody's forcing you to do it. Also, you could decide to do it if you want to, because the reality is people will still search for your product type to get as a gift. They're usually more decisive. Okay, we'll talk about conversion rates in a second. So I chose with my limited time not to go after the holiday keyword phrase market. Because of a few reasons. One, my item's not a common giftable item. If yours is, it's something you might want to consider. And two, with my limited time, let me just be honest, I'd rather work on other things I know is going to be bringing me in money instead of something that may or may not bring me in money. And that means it's not because somebody's going to see it and not want to buy it. It's because it might be hard to get the top of the search for. But we'll go over that in a second. So, and more about why I don't do it. Okay, so let's get started, guys. So where's my mouse? Okay. So let's go over Etsy first, then we go over Amazon. Okay. So the most popular question, guys, is should you edit or duplicate listings? So sometimes you're like, okay, makes a great gift. This makes a great gift. This makes a great gift for holidays, and it would be perfect to gear it toward holiday keyword phrases. Should I edit the current listings or duplicate it? So the only time you should fully edit a listing is if they haven't brought in views over the last 60 to 90 days. And that might be a hard thing to determine because maybe the last 60 to 90 days for your market is a slower time. But if you look at your entire shop and, this item that you're trying to edit is one of the lower compared to the other stuff. Like if you just naturally have a low viewed shop, then that's not a good determination whether something should be edited or not. But in general, if you have some items that bring hundreds and hundreds of views and then one that brings 2 views a month, you could pretty much say that doesn't bring anything over the last 60 to 90 days, right? And so those are safe to edit. And here's simply why. Because they're not doing anything they're not bringing traffic. So whatever you edit, you're not going to jolt anything in the search results in a negative fashion. If anything, it's already dead, right? So you may just bring it back to life. You may. Now, just remember, it may not happen, okay? You may be applying, and we'll talk about how to pick the phrases and stuff in a second. You may be applying these keyword phrases and stuff like that. You're okay, I'm going to revive this. But there's 2 problems. One, these phrases to go after are very saturated. While they are high in demand, these phrases, they're very saturated, so it might be tough to get to the top of search for. And problem number 2 for you guys to consider is, and it's not always correlates, but sometimes when you have a low viewed item, if you have this item you're listed and it's low viewed, it may be because you didn't do SEO to it correctly or blah, 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 or just didn't get a chance to shine or whatever, right? But it may also be that it had a chance to shine, nobody clicked on it, nobody purchased, and eventually the algorithm said, you suck. Let's put you down somewhere where nobody could see you because you're just wasting everybody's time. Having said that, if you change a listing that doesn't get viewed often to holiday SEO, you may just be promoting one of your reject items. No offense, I'm just trying to make a point, right? Does that make sense, everybody? Let me know down below. It's possible. You may be promoting a reject item. And it's almost like you taking the time to work hard on, if you worked in a retail store, promoting all your sale, super clearance items. Why? Nobody wants it. It's full of junk. If you went to the store where there's like a big bin, usually they put it in bins and you have to look through, it's literally junk, okay? Sometimes you find a good thing in there, but it's literally junk. And so you worry that when doing this, because the item has low views, it might correlate with not such a great product, not such a product that people want. So you have just now wasted your time and energy by applying holiday SEO and potentially getting to the top of search with the sucky item that eventually is going to go down because nobody wants it, potentially. Okay, so then you're like, okay, Dahlia, then I won't edit. Let's assume you say I won't edit, low viewed items. Can I edit high viewed items? The answer is, if you do, you may move its position in search. You may, or you may not. The chances are higher that you won't move its position in search if you edit some things. If one, you don't take away the phrases or the words that it's being found in search for, and you can always look at your stats. Or two, it's a bestseller, because the other part of the algorithm is on its side. Does that make sense? One, having the word or phrase, and two, it's being a bestseller, meaning conversions. It has sold many times. I don't recommend it. I don't recommend you editing listings that are bestsellers. I'm saying change some things. I don't recommend it at all, because you don't want to rock the boat, right? And here's another thing I mentioned earlier about why I don't edit my listings or duplicate whatever. I prefer, it doesn't mean people have went after holiday phrases and actually done really well with them, okay? But I prefer to go after phrases that are much more niche, more particular to my product, where buyers know what they want to buy for Christmas, because then the conversion rate is usually higher. They're not browsing to see what gift they may want for their loved ones. And so that's for me, okay? Now, if you decided to edit a bestseller, I would probably only recommend removing the phrases or tags that you could tell have not performed, that 100% have not performed. And what does that mean? You have this listing, it's a bestseller, right? If you needed to, again, I don't recommend it, but it could be a good thing, because since it's a bestseller, it may get to the top of search quickly already for you. You would go to the tags and find the ones based on the stats that have not been found. So if I look at the tags for this item and I see the word gift for mom, and I could tell by the stats over the last 60 to 90 days it has not been found for gift for mom, you can remove that tag and add a holiday type of tag, or remove a couple of tags that have not been found, add a holiday tag. Will this jolt your position in search? Maybe, maybe not. It's less likely because of your bestseller tag. Does everybody follow? Okay. So the rule of thumb is, don't edit listings. Okay. If you need to edit the ones that don't get views. However, just know that, you may not be promised the world when you're editing things that have not gotten views, because that may correlate with people not actually wanting the product. Okay. I don't care if it used to be a bestseller. I don't care. It just may not work. Okay. So what do you do then on Etsy? You duplicate listings. Unfortunately, the ad system on Etsy doesn't allow you to pinpoint certain keyword phrases. Fine, we'll talk about Amazon in a second. But you duplicate listings on Etsy. So what do you do after you duplicate listings? Let me walk you through this. So the first rule of thumb, and I tell you advice the way I would tell myself advice. You would go find the best-selling listings for categories of people, meaning people shop for their mother, their father, their wife, husband, kids, friends, family, right? Depending on what you sell, you may find something bestseller-ish for each person, give or take. I do have popular kids items, I do have popular adult items, I do have popular men's items, etc. You find those, either has a bestseller tag, or if you don't have the bestseller tag, it's fine, but you could pretty much tell based on your shop, your filling orders, which ones sell the most, okay? You find those, and you duplicate those. Here's why. While when you duplicate, you don't carry over listing quality, meaning if this was a bestseller and I duplicate it, I'm not duplicating also the quality of it. Like, it's not going to automatically jump to the top of search. But what you are duplicating is the actual item. Like this one is a bestseller, but I'm also duplicating with this item. I'll sell this item again in a different listing, but with different keywords. Okay. So what we may be duplicating is the hope that when it does get found, it'll get purchased, and then boom. Awesome. Right? So you duplicate listings, but I'm going to walk you through more in detail what to exactly do. Raymond says, does driving traffic from an email list to a listing on Etsy have it purchased enough become a bestseller, help its SEO position on Etsy search itself? Absolutely. So the first thing, there's two parts to this, Raymond. The first part is it's getting conversion rate, because it doesn't matter where the traffic's coming from, within Etsy, outside of Etsy, blah, 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 is getting conversions. That will help its algorithm. Now, there's rumors. I have not proven this myself, but there's rumors. People like to make rumors, and it may be true, by the way. I don't always dismiss rumors. There has never been solid facts shown that if you bring outside traffic and get them to convert, Etsy likes that even more. It's a very hard thing to prove, unless Etsy says it themselves. But Etsy may have implied just drive outside traffic. That doesn't mean that they are telling you if you drive outside traffic and it converts, it's much better for the algorithm. But in general, Raymond, yes, just driving traffic that converts is beautiful. So beautiful. Okay? I can't say it enough. Because now, not only are you relying on SEO and organic traffic like most of Etsy sellers do, now you're using your extra power, which is your engaged audience, to bring in more traffic that make that item a bestseller. Amazing. Okay? So Kelly says, can we duplicate and keep the original listing active as well? Absolutely. Definitely keep the original listing. Let it keep having its moment. Let it keep doing its thing. But when you duplicate the duplicated listing, the extra mug that I have, now what do? Now you're, okay, I duplicated it. Now what do? So the idea here is to apply holiday SEO, holiday keyword phrases, okay? And what that literally means is phrases that people particularly search during the holiday season for giftables, okay? And usually that includes words like gifts, Christmas, holiday, and things of the sort. Excuse me. So that's number one, okay? Tip number one. I mean, obviously, I think that was obvious, but I want to make it clear that's what it means. Number two, it doesn't mean that you fill up your whole entire title and tags with holiday phrases. An example would be, let me take out my, I have my Etsy screen up. An example would be personalized gift for men, comma, personalized Christmas gifts for coworkers, comma, give me 1 second. I'm just gonna give you a full example. Holiday gifts for coworkers, comma, blank, right? That's just full of phrases. In fact, on its own, the title does not tell you what the item is. Big mistake. Okay? Here's what you need to do instead. So you have a title, you have max of, I don't know how many characters, 100 something characters, whatever. Fill it up, okay? Utilize it. But you need at least one super relevant phrase to what the item is, long tail. Then you can fill up with holiday phrases. If you want to do 2 relevant phrases to what the item is, it's great. But you would need to at least have one that actually names the item. So, example. This is the duplicate item I made, duplicate listing. So I'm going to call it, what is this mug called? What is that? Oh, Yeti. I know you can't probably use Yeti, but this is just an example. Waco, Texas, Magnolia Silos, Yeti, travel, mug. It's not a personalized one, but if it was, you'd put the word personalized. So you're really utilizing a phrase that, preferably that you got it from the drop-down menu of Etsy, not the drop-down menu, the search bar, or Marmalade, or eRank. That's proven to be a good one, that actually tell you who the product is. Utilizing as much words as you can, meaning long tail. Then, comma, holiday phrases. Personalized gifts for her, Christmas gifts for coworkers, whatever. I'm being put on the spot right now. But, and of course, by the way, there are also holiday phrases that could be very relevant as well. What would this be a good gift for? First of all, understand the price point, understand what it is, etc. So if you're looking for holiday phrases for literally this item was like $40. So depending on, your target market, whatever, this will be a great gift for a stocking stuffer. So you might want to use keyword phrases that have stocking stuffers. You might want to do it for coworkers because it's a nicely priced gift. People that live in Texas, you might want to put the word Texas because it's Magnolia Silos, whatever. So you have to also consider relevant holiday phrases. And if, for example, I would not target this toward, personalized, not personalized, holiday gifts for travel lovers. Perfect. It's a travel mug. Done, right? Coffee lovers. Boom. It's very relevant. Very relevant. And here's why. While I do want you to target, while I would love if one of you got to the top of search for personalized Christmas gifts, so general, right? The likelihood of you converting is lower. Okay? And the likelihood of you getting found in that is lower. So why not focus still on holiday phrases, but relevant ones? So really consider what your item is and who would it be perfect for, or whatever. And so does everybody follow with that? Let me check my little live stream here. Hold on. I just moved my thing for looking at Etsy. So like I said, does that make sense, guys? You want to make sure that when you're first applying a phrase that is actually your product, and then applying the holiday phrases. And here's why. One, you don't want to confuse the customer. We're still trying to sell to humans, and it's not the search algorithm. But two, if somebody does, type in personalized gifts for her and then writes mug, they might find it. You know what I'm saying? Like, you want to make sure that you still have words that describe your item, because, with super niche searches, they will find you, and it's much more likely to convert. And here's what happens when it converts. Obviously, it makes you money in your pocket. But two, it starts to slowly become, like Raymond said, bestseller. Like, it gets like more and more like juice, more juice, more juice. By the time you know it, it'll get to the top. Okay? Now, a very popular question before I continue reading here is, people tell me after holidays, do you keep your listings? So if it was a listing that converted really well and did well and blah, 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 do you keep it? The answer is yes. Why take it away? But do you keep the holiday phrases? No. I would probably recommend, since you already have one that does pretty decently, the same item, I'd leave that one as well. I'd probably recommend taking that one and changing it to more general giftable phrases. So pretty much removing the word Christmas and holiday. Okay? Think about the next giftable season, right, for you. Is it Valentine's Day? Is it Mother's Day? Is it Father's Day? Etc. So that could be your listing that you change for the holidays. Okay, does everybody follow? Now, before I read comments, let me make one more point. Where do you get these phrases from? I quickly mentioned it, but I'm going to mention it here. Let me give you, okay. So first is easy, would be using the Etsy search bar and the auto suggest feature, which is pretty much as you're typing, things will auto suggest to you. And those are the phrases that are most popular. Okay. The ones that are close to the top is usually most popular, etc. and so forth. So, but again, while you see a lot of you'll see tons of holiday related phrases. But remember, stick to the more relevant ones to your product. Okay, so that might mean a little bit more work to figure out, what you could type in there to see what's more relevant to you. Such as mug Christmas gifts, or I don't know, but something that may be a little bit more relevant. Okay, so let me take a sip of my coffee. All this mug and coffee talk. So let me read the comments and then I'll continue. Raymond says, why was I under the impression Etsy looks down on a shop doing the same listing twice? It doesn't. From the last time I checked, it looks down on you. Not looks down. It is not allowed for you to have two shops with the same listings. Okay? And then piggyback on that, we're talking about Amazon shortly. Amazon does not allow you to have two of the same listing. If there's a difference in it, then that's fine. So if I offer my stationery, or if I offer this, I could offer this in one listing, and I could offer the pink stripe in another listing. Exact same insert, but it's different. So that's that. Do customers look down on a shop that has duplicate listing? Like, are we trying to fill up space? So here's the thing. If they even catch it, so I don't know the percentage. Do people even notice? Now, you may confuse people. So keep in mind, if you, for example, if you have 80 listings in your shop and you're duplicating 40, why? Yes, you may see duplicate people like, wait a minute, it's not look down, it's getting confused. So you have to make sure you're not doing it in a manner that people start to really notice. I look through your shop. And that's if they look through your shop, guys. If they look through your shop. Okay? If they don't, it will be no different. But if they do, and you have plenty, a couple here, a couple there, a few here, they may not. Okay? But the worst that might happen is them questioning, well, what's the difference? What's the difference? People will get like that. Now, they may not message you and then just walk away, or they may message you and go, hey, what's the difference? I don't suspect that's the biggest problem you have. Okay? So, let's continue. So yes, after holiday is done, you take those listings and you apply other, seasonal, giftable phrases. Because if that listing has done well, it's a shame to put it down. It's a shame to deactivate it. Okay? Some people do say that they still keep their holiday phrases up even after holiday, like in January and stuff, and that's fine. You may change them after the January mark. So let's say the end of January, and we'll be busy anyways and being tired, so maybe you won't have time to do it in the 1st of January. But you should change it shortly after. And yes, there are some, what's the word I'm looking for? Certain markets that still sell throughout the year, such as holiday ornaments. Why they sell throughout the year? Very particularly because they look for occasions that are on the ornaments. So if I had a baby, then I would probably want to buy an ornament. If I had a baby in March, I would probably want to buy an ornament so I could have it ready for my Christmas tree. Like, it's a very special thing, right? So sometimes certain things do sell throughout the year, but more often than not, if you don't have a very particular Christmas item, then I would change the SEO after holiday season is done. Okay? So, Sandy says, I have a collection of 8 bracelets. Collection of 8. They are all the same except for color. I have them as 8 separate listings, but also each one has all the colors in drop down. I love that. I try to use all 8 listing titles and tags as real estate for more keywords. Absolutely, 100% right. You're doing the right thing. I love that. It makes complete sense. And just to piggyback on that, when it comes to brainstorming keywords and applying it, obviously, you guys know where I recommend my Etsy SEO webinar. Let me give you guys a link. I should probably remember what my link is, right? Let's see if that's the link. I usually have a link shortener. Nope, probably should figure that part out, right? I'll get to you guys in a second. But there it is. So yeah, if you want more help with it, then I'd recommend it. Now, if you wanted to get the Etsy SEO webinar, I put the link in the chat, but don't need it for the holiday season, fixing up keyword phrases and listings, then just wait. As I mentioned earlier in this YouTube live, the Black Friday deal for all you is coming the week of Black Friday. I'm doing a whole entire week for you guys. And it'll be up to 30% off of all my courses. Fantastic deal. Okay, let's move on, okay? So we talked about Etsy. And just before I move on to Amazon, I want to say one more thing. When it comes to ads on Etsy, ads right now is kind of a chaos, right? Even for those of you who are actually doing well with ads, please still keep an eye on it. I don't trust it, You want to make sure that you're always keeping an eye on it every 7 days if you're doing well with it, give or take. And if you're not, every 7 days at max, you should be keeping an eye on it and adjusting, okay? So unfortunately with Etsy ads, and you never were able to do on promoted listings, to choose phrases that you want to target. So unfortunately, if you do want to target holiday SEO, you really need to put that SEO inside your listings, okay? Now, I may have mentioned this, or I may have thought I mentioned this, but let me just say this before I move on to Amazon. If you take a bestseller, yeah, I did mention it, but I'll say it again. If you take a bestseller and want to edit it, I would not edit more than just the tags that don't perform. So finding out the tags that you don't get found for and only editing those. If. But I'd rather you just duplicate. Now, yes, if you take a bestseller already and edit tag and it does get found, it's highly more likely to get found compared to the new listing that you're putting a whole bunch of holiday SEO in. But that's a pro, right? But a con is you potentially may be jolting it in search, potentially. Okay. Let's continue. Let's talk about Amazon. Amazon, how do you prep your listings for holiday? How do you prep to get found for holiday keyword phrases? So first of all, you know that, like I mentioned earlier, if you're doing this, which is why I don't, you have to now compete with a whole bunch of people trying to get found for that phrase. Very hard phrases to get found for because of saturation. So I don't bother because I'm doing other things with my time. If I was literally like moping around, yeah, I would, and give or take, but I don't. And so Amazon's sea of listings. It's a much larger sea of listings compared to Etsy. So now, you have to say to yourself, okay, is it worth on Amazon? If you want to do it, same thing applies. Okay. You can find your best sellers and edit listings. You can't duplicate, like I was mentioning to Raymond. You can't duplicate them because that's against Amazon policy. However, I don't recommend you edit them. You can and add some words or phrases and that are holiday related. Same thing applies. Make sure that's relevant phrases for the item. Don't remove all your other phrases that actually describe the item, etc. But there's a better tool on Amazon. Okay? A better tool. It's costly, but it's better to make sure you actually do get found. Because when you pay to get found, you're paying to get found. Okay? Because on your Amazon ad campaigns, you can see the impressions. Impressions, how many people saw your ad. They may not have clicked, but they saw your ad. And so you're literally paying to get your item in front of people. How it performs is up to the item and the buyers, but you could easily tell if it's doing well, obviously by sales. But if your click-through rate is above 1%, easily, even a little bit lower is fine, but easily over 1%, you're like, oh, when people see it in search, people like it. They're clicking. Now, of course, as a convert, whatever, that's another story. But the beauty of Amazon ad campaigns is that you could decide which phrases to target. How do you do that? You do manual ad campaigns. Now, my whole ad campaign strategy, I go into much more detail in Amazon Webinar. Most of you have that, as well as the Etsy SEO one, so make sure to check that out when I set up my manual campaigns to target certain phrases. And those certain phrases are holiday phrases. Simple, right? But again, guys, please listen up. While I would love for you to get found for Christmas gifts for her, great phrase, by the way, especially if it's really good for women, it's more important to get found for a little bit more relevant holiday SEO. Here's why. One, the likelihood of you getting found in ads, because while you're running ads, so is everybody else. And two, the likelihood that it won't cost you as much. Okay? Because the more broader phrases cost a lot of money, okay, to get found for. So if you do more niche holiday phrases, you'll get found more potentially, especially if you spend, and you'll probably convert better because again, it's more relevant, okay, higher conversions, which will be worth your money. Now, in between all that, just if blanket statement, if you were to use manual campaigns to target holiday phrases for this item, in general, it will be costly per click. So I usually don't recommend this to people unless, one, you have a super giftable item for the holiday season. Two, you're doing it during the times of Black Friday all the way through the first few weeks of December, because that is the biggest time where people wallets are out. That is the time when conversion rates are the highest, right? You get that. So you have to have a super giftable. When I say super giftable item, do you guys know what I'm talking about? Like, I feel like I know what I'm talking about. I just want to make sure that you guys know what I'm talking about. Super giftable item means items that are very normally given as gifts. I think I described that really well. Hold on. Hold on. So my stationery is not normal given as gifts, meaning if you had a coworker that you didn't know what they would like, or a friend you don't know what they would like as a gift, and you're trying to give them a gift, you probably wouldn't get them stationery unless you knew they love stationery, right? So mine is not a super giftable item, okay? It's a very particular item. But sometimes some of you have mugs. Everybody could use mugs for the most part. Some people could use jewelry, so there's certain categories that do better because the conversions would be higher. They're more likely to buy because the person that they're buying for, they're more likely to like that item. Do you see what I'm saying? So that's number one. Do you have a super giftable item? If you do, then you may be a match for using manual campaigns. You can still use manual campaigns, but I worry about your results because the cost per click on these holiday phrases is killer. Okay, it's killer. And then number two is because since the cost per click is high, you have to make sure that you're not selling $2 items. Because if you spend $1, right, for each click and your item costs $2, it's a mess, right? You probably could do the math. So it's best when your average order value is high. Now, what's the number of what is high? I don't have an exact number, but if you're sitting around the average order value of $60 to $80 plus, then that's pretty good. Because it could be very costly to run these ad campaigns on these holiday phrases. Okay, so super giftable item, and you could choose your certain listings to target, to get found for these phrases. Super giftable item, and relevant phrases. Okay, and of course, preferably a higher average order value. And average order value, it could mean the average price point of this item, or in general, more likely than not, when people like, this is $40. But the average order value for my shop would probably be $55 because, some people end up buying two. So the average order value is $55. You could afford to, give or take, do it because it's like $60 to $80. My recommendation, based on how I saw holiday phrases, how much they cost. And guys, they could end up costing a lot more than that. Like sometimes it's going to be like $5 a click, $3 a click, depending on what you do. And of course, the more niche your holiday phrases are, more relevant, it's more likely to cost a little bit less than the more general phrases. You feel me? Because everybody could use, let's say, a Walkman. What the hell's a Walkman? That's like in the 80s. Everybody could use something electronic for a gift, right? So that's a very giftable item, but very costly. So they could probably afford, to get found for that. Okay? So you have to make those decisions if you want to do Amazon. Now, did I do Amazon? Because I told you before I don't do Etsy. Do I do Amazon manual campaigns for all these things? No. Because like I mentioned, mine's not a super giftable item. It's a very particular niche audience. And so I just rely on my keyword phrases of my relevant phrases for people to find my items. I could do personalized gifts for writers, personalized gift for... I could do that. It's not particularly holiday. It's just gift phrases that could work throughout the year. I just choose not to because, again, they're costly. And then on top of that, since I'm not a huge giftable item, my average order value is not that high. And sometimes those general gift phrases, it's not really relevant. They cost a lot. So while I do have the opportunity to use phrases that are not super Christmassy, because it's not a super giftable item, I could do in general, because it does work for like writers and book lovers or whatever. Then I have to worry about my average order value not being high enough still for those phrases. Okay, so something to consider. Okay. What happens when your title words are too long for the tags? You split it up. I go over it in my SEO webinar. Obviously, if you're asking that question, I assume you don't have it. So just to answer it here, you split them up. Okay, so before I give you some more tips for holiday SEO, if you have any questions about holiday SEO and getting your listings ready, now's the time, because this YouTube Live will be ending soon. But let me reiterate why, again, I don't duplicate my listings, add my listings for holiday, okay? And particularly for Etsy, because obviously you can't duplicate your listings on Amazon. One, I'm too busy doing other things that make me money. So it's not like I'm leaving money on the table. I'm doing other things. I'm only one person. Well, obviously I have people working for me, but you know what I'm saying. So that's number one. So I choose not to. If I did have the time, would I still do it? Maybe, maybe not. Yes, I have to worry about getting found first, okay? But like I said, my item is not a super giftable item. So the likelihood of conversion, even if I get to the top of search, for my item, when people look for it, right? Because if people are searching for general holiday giftable phrases, Christmas gift for her or whatever, how likely will I convert compared to the person next to me with a really cool, fun saying, right? For like girl boss on the mug or mom fun phrase or whatever. Maybe not, but I'm just saying or cute t-shirt or whatever. That's really makes a great gift. I think stationery is a great gift, by the way. Writing thank you cards is really important. You know the drill, but I'm not here to market myself. I'm just saying this is the likelihood, okay? I do much better with more relevant phrases. So that's why I choose not to, okay? So first of all, before I continue, let me know down below, do you have a super giftable item? I think I explained myself enough what that means. Just type in yes or no, okay? And if you say no, then I would suspect you know what you have to do, okay? But if you say yes, well, I suspect you know what to do as well. So I just want to know down below, yes or no, and then potentially what you're going to do because you realize you have a super giftable item or you don't. What are you going to do with that info? Okay? And while you're at it, guys, hit the like button if you like this YouTube live. Okay? Hit the like button. While I wait for people to write down below, just another reminder. Wait, did I already remind you guys? I forget, I can't keep track. Just another reminder. The Black Friday deal for the Handmade Mastermind is coming up. Very exciting. Because I'm doing a week, when I say week, I mean 5 days. I don't mean 7 days. Or do I? No, I think I mean 5 days. I have to look at my freaking calendar. How about I get it out? How about, no, I actually have it on my I actually have it on my computer. Duh. Let me take a look. Yeah. I think at the Black Friday, when did I? Give me 1 second, guys. Did I send the emails out yet? Okay. While you guys type, let me tell you when the exact Black Friday deal is. But you know, if you pretty much get it from that week, then you'll be good. She won. There it is. Okay, no, that's okay. Am I still live? Let me know. My laptop didn't give me a warning that it was dying. So my bad. Okay, so you see me, guys? Okay, awesome, because I honestly thought I lost you guys. So, sorry, I've not learned my lesson with getting my laptop charger. And by the way, not that it matters. I'm not sure if you care. I would assume you would. Very soon, this office will get its own computer, so I don't have to worry about bringing forth my laptop and things dying or anything like that. I'm waiting for a Black Friday deal to get more computers for my office, because I have to replace some. They're a little bit slow. Okay, sorry. The Black Friday deal for you guys is starting on Monday, the 25th, through Sunday, the 1st. Coolio? Cool. So that gives you, it is a week long. So that gives you a week for the Black Friday deal. Last year I gave you less than a week, and that was great. Like, it was fine. But it doesn't hurt to give you a couple more days. It just didn't. It doesn't hurt me, you know. I want to make sure that everybody gets a chance to get it as the best deal as possible. So that's that. So again, Black Friday deal for all of you, up to 30% off of all my courses, will be Monday the 25th through Sunday, December 1st. Okay, cool. Now, most of you said yes, you have a super giftable item. And then Jay Wilson said, I always go after a gift for her. Love that, because you said exactly what I was going to say. Because it could be paired with anniversary, graduation. Yes, I love that. Very smart. I'm actually gift wrapping an item as of watching. Okay. Heather says, I edit my SEO to target words like gift for wife, gift for mom. I also post social media photos that represent gift giving with my item in it. Cool. All right. So thank God I'm back. All right. So it's interesting to know that, because now that you know you have a super giftable item, you have a lot more to work with when it comes to editing your listings for SEO. Now, let me know down below one more thing, because remember, it's two-part. Is your average order value high? And when I say high, and this really is relevant to Amazon ads, if you're on Amazon even, but just in general, is your average order value high? And if you don't know your average order value, you should, but it's your number of orders divided by your revenue. Is that what it is? Or vice versa? That was my calculator. So if you have 2 orders for $100 total, then your average order value is $50. Does that make sense? So it's $100 divided by 2. Yes. So it's revenue divided by number of orders, and that's what your average order value is. So what is your average order value? Tell me down below. Is it high? Is it low? If you don't know exactly, but you know it's lower than like 60 to 80, then type low. If you know it's high, you could just say high, or you could reveal your number. It's fine. Because if you do have a higher or average order value, you may potentially be able to utilize the Amazon manual ad campaign system. And again, please utilize it in the way I teach in the webinar. Okay. It's the best thing to do to give you more control. And again, more detail in the webinar, but like you would set up an ad campaign for the holiday, and then you would do ad groups for each listing. So that way, when you start to see results, and you can start editing for pricing. And so if one of the ad campaigns, which is a listing, is doing really well, then you could increase the price a little bit more. because it's like a low ACOS and will give you maybe better results, showing it to more people. If other ones are not doing great, it gives you a lot more control, okay? Okay, so yes, I'm back. Minus 75. Okay, cool. Nope, 27.90. So, for example, for Jay Wilson, $28, for example, it's the average order value. Average order values can increase a little bit during holiday, and that's fine, but absolutely. But in general, rule of thumb for you, if you're considering Amazon ads for manual campaigns, you could absolutely give it a shot. I'm a big fan, by the way, I'm not trying to discourage people, but I'm a big fan of testing things out, period. But it may be difficult for you because of cost per click. Okay? The only way I would see yours working, Jay Wilson, is if you had a very giftable item. Because then the cost per click, even though being high, won't matter as much because you're converting a lot. Okay? But it's tricky, right? So if you were to try it, I would make sure that you have a super giftable item and you're putting super relevant phrases. So not just general holiday phrases. Super relevant holiday phrases for your item, okay? And in general, you should be using both of those. You should really be, if you can use Amazon, manual campaign ads, those would be your best bets to make it work better for you. And again, as I do with any ads, any promoted listings, any Etsy ad, whatever, those systems that you spend money to get found in listings, the ads, they're not a passive strategy. You should always be keeping an eye on it, especially with the limited time. You have 4 weeks to give or take during holiday season to be really pushing it. So you should be checking on it every few days. Okay, and potentially, not always, potentially adjusting. There's no point waiting 30 days to see your results because by the time 30 days is over, right, it's done. So, keeping an eye on it is really important, regardless if you have a high average order value, if you have a super giftable item, it doesn't matter because the way it help you set up Amazon listing ads is it gives you a lot of control so you can edit here and there. Is it a lot of work to edit, campaigns? Yes. I was in the middle of doing it yesterday. I had to leave early to take my daughter to the doctor and I'm finishing the rest today. It's a lot of freaking work, in general, even when it's not holiday season, but that's part of what we signed up for. Especially if you don't want to spend a lot to make a lot, right? I'd rather spend $20 to make $500 instead of spending $100 to make $500, So anyway, yes, okay, 35 low. Some people do have it low, and like I said, you could more than welcome try the Amazon ads, but it could be tough. Now, you could still do Amazon ads in general for your regular phrases. Okay, that's a general what I teach in general, and that would be great because regardless, while this is not really relevant for this live because I'm talking about holiday SEO, but it will still convert. It will still be more highly converting because of during the holiday season, conversion rates are higher. So you're not completely lost. Like you're not completely out of the game of doing Amazon ads. You just can't it'd be harder for you or more costly for you to manually target holiday phrases. Okay. Whew. A few more things to mention is make sure your listings have photos of how the giftable items are gift wrapped. If you offer gift wrapping, if you don't have to bother with this. If you offer gift wrapping, show very clearly in a photo, especially if it's during the holiday season, make sure it's a second or third photo, how your items are gift wrap. Okay? And you can obviously charge for gift wrapping, so make sure your settings are properly done. Okay? And I know this is easier said than done. It's a tip. I'm still going to tell it to you, but easier said than done. We talked about, I think it was in the last YouTube live, potentially hiring help. If you, how do I say this? If you're going to get busy, it's probably be more ideal to get the holiday help. Even part-timer, just for the few weeks, it's really, really busy. Because the faster you get out orders, especially during the last couple weeks of the holiday rush, okay, the more likely you'll convert. Here's why. Because people will see that they get their order out in a day or 2 days or whatever. As opposed to your regular processing time, which is a week if you're working by yourself. Make sense? Now for us, we always have a fast processing time. I don't have to worry about that. But in general, we have 2 more people in my office that don't print, myself and my design assistant. And if it gets crazy, we all have, I don't know if you could see this. You see all these printers? I don't know. Do you see them? We have millions of printers waiting to be used. So all hands on deck to get things out quickly. I know you might be like, what the hell are you doing with all these printers? I know. A lot of money here in this office, but it's just because I want to make sure that the processing time is as quick as possible and that nobody has to wait. Now, again, I have a processing time of, I can get things out in one day, you know? You may not. That's not probably a normal processing time depending on what you do. But what is the fastest you could do? Make sure you're prepping mentally for that. So if you know that during that last few weeks it's really busy, can you have a neighbor? Can you have somebody help you during that little blip of time? Okay? And if you can, scout them out right now so they're meant to be prepared for that. Does that make sense? And keep an eye on your processing times. So if you need to adjust, whether it be quicker processing times or later, hopefully not later because you convert better if you can get it out quickly, then you want to make sure that you update them properly. You don't want people upset. And of course, communicating with your customers, okay? They need to know when they're getting their gift. They just need to know, you know? And so having a strategy to answer your convos at least twice a day, at least, you know, is important. Now, another tip, you know, on the topic of convos. This is not holiday SEO listing related, but it's holiday related. Convos. You're more likely to convert into a sale if you answer convos quickly. Blanket statement, right? I know. But people are out there shopping. No offense, unless it is true. Nobody's dying for your particular item, unless they are, right? Sometimes it happens. But they're shopping around. So you don't want to miss that sale. And here's the thing. While, you know, you might be like, I don't care about $20, but it doesn't matter. It's how you run your business. It's not only that, it also helps your algorithm to get found, boosted more the more sales you have, etc. You ever saw before that when an item sells, you find that it sells more and more over the next few days because it gets boosted in search for a hot moment, right? And if it proves itself, it'll continue to stay up. So helping, you know, answering convos quickly would be beneficial to you, okay? Whew, that was a mouthful. Hold on. All right, guys. I'm going to wrap this up. Do you have any questions regarding holiday SEO, Amazon, Etsy listings? Let me know down below. Well, I wrap this up, and if you don't have any questions, I'll end this. But I will say, if you're like me and you're like, yep, I'm not editing my listings, I don't got time for that. I'm not a super giftable item, like all the stuff working into that you don't actually do this. Like I actually don't do holiday SEO to my listings. You're like, what can I do then? So in general, the holidays are here, and during that blip of time, those few weeks, people are out there buying. So ad campaigns are more likely to convert. And yes, you could spend a little bit more money on ad campaigns on your online platform, such as Amazon, which we mentioned, and Etsy. I know Etsy ads is a little kooky. It might do better during that time. It's important that you do, if you're doing well in certain ads, you might want to spend a little bit more money per click to get found more. Okay, so it's a strategy to get boosted more. And also, if you've dabbled in other ads outside of online marketplaces, such as Pinterest ads, Instagram ads, or whatever, it may be a good time to do it. But again, only those few weeks. You could do it obviously prior to that, but they're more highly converting during those few weeks. Okay, so consider that. All right. I don't see any more questions, so I'm going to wrap this up by reminding people that in the link in the description, we'll have a search result for the Handmade Mastermind planners. I did do a YouTube live or Facebook live on the planners, and I walk you through it. I won't do one anytime soon, until probably toward the end of the year. I'll do one, or I'll do a separate YouTube video that I will just post, like not a live. But the search results will have quite a bit of books in there, so you want to make sure that you get the 2021, and make sure that you look at the title to see which one you want. The only difference in the books are the Monday through Friday or the Monday through Sunday. So pick what's best for you. I don't work on the weekends. I don't need a planner. And yes, I could use my planner for my regular life, but I don't. So I use my phone for my personal, weekend stuff. So that's that. And then again, a reminder, I'll be reminding you guys over the next few weeks, Black Friday deals coming up for you guys. Handmade Mastermind, all my courses up to 30% off. Most of my courses will be 30%, some will be 25%. But that will start on November 25th, Monday, through December 1st. So I give you 7 days for the Black Friday deal. Why? Because you guys are busy folks during this Black Friday time with friends, family, orders, right? And so I'm giving you enough time as I'll be marketing it. I'll be telling you guys all the time. So there's no way you can miss it, you know? And if you don't get something that you really want, it's because you just got too busy and whatever, procrastinated. Don't procrastinate. I would suggest the first day it comes out, that deal for you to hop on it. I don't do deals like this, period. Okay? Okay. And that is it. I'm very excited. So, just a FYI. Actually, no, that's something else. Okay, ignore. Thanks, Al. You're welcome. You're welcome. You're welcome. Okay, guys, have a great rest of your Tuesday, and I will see you next Tuesday. All right? Bye.